Hmm. Hey Shane, thanks for joining the stream. I'm trying something new with the bitrate today, so if it's like too choppy, let me know, or if it seems better, like crisper than last time, let me know if it's better or worse. I turned it up a little bit, so hopefully my internet can handle it. Because I know the recordings, the VODs were pretty rough quality-wise. Okay, so we got to figure out who's next. I have not played any off stream since that last war. I think we just beat up on the Mams. We took that stuff for the Latin Empire, and they are pretty much ready for independence. I might help them do some conversions first. Do we get to know CV China? Which part of China? There's, I think, several different. Ming broke. Okay, actually, but who we go after next is a good question, because I have not decided. So I think we have a truce. We actually don't have a truce with Moldavia. We'd have to fight our buddies in the TO. It's not the end of the world. We would have to fight Bohemia. That's probably going to happen sooner or later. We just fought the Mams. We have a truce with Tunis. Morocco, we don't really care that much about Morocco. We have a truce with Spain. We fought a pretty big war against them. That's up in 7 years, so we have some time there. Switzerland has cores. We actually have most of them except for this one in Geneva. That'd be an HRE war. I'm kind of thinking France, even though they... Yeah, I think France. The only ally that's decent is Lithuania, and we could rush them. I think, and they're fighting like Kazan. So we have to figure out what we want out of that deal. Probably a chunk here for our march. Probably release Gascony. And probably release England. They both have tons of cores. So if we fight Lithuania first, we probably want to stage here around like Constantinople. Let's get our guys up here. We have 120, they have 170. So we could get like a Merc stack too. Let's see how big. Swiss Guard, it's just 12,000. I mean, it's cool for like roleplay, but 12,000 is not probably going to move the needle that much. I could also just build our own stack. We've got plenty of manpower. And we have the force limit for it, so I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to do another infantry and cannon stack. Because right now all we have are the combat width worth of cannons. Actually, we're slightly under. We have 30 cannons. Combat width is 32. But cannons do withdraw from combat now. So I'm thinking, let's try another stack. We can support it, and we may not need it. You know, half of France's army might be in the New World, but I don't want to take that chance. They're pretty big. Look at this. All of the British Isles, all of the French region except for Avignon here. And then look, they've got 85% of the Low Countries. Still only 55% of the English Channel. That's kind of shocking. That Moldavia is not a vassal. This is independent Moldavia, and this is AI Moldavia. We did not help them. And they're down here in Anatolia. They're in Albania. They're all over the place. And we'll go after them here at some point. But I feel like France could be fun. Yeah. Yeah, I am going to release. I'm just going to help them with some missionary conversions. Otherwise, this is going to take them quite a while. Yeah, it is a pretty wild Moldavia. I agree. It's one of the better ones I've seen. Well, this game was really screwy because Poland took the local noble. So there was no PU. And what I thought was going to happen there was I thought Muscovy was going to have a strong game. That was super wrong. Muscovy's an OPM. And Lithuania ended up having a strong game. And Poland here is down to like 7 provinces or something. No, 6. That's so bad. But Lithuania, I mean, they've got a lot of land, but it's not the best land in the world. They have, let's see, 828 dev. So, I mean, we have 1161, but I'd take this land over this any day of the week. Okay, so let's bring our guys back. We'll train up a 3rd cannon stack. So, let me reload this. So what happened with France and England, they got Scotland in a PU, and then they had Spain, at the time it was Castile, in an alliance. So they were able to win at sea, but as the rest of this was all taken by conquest. And sure, I'll show Asia and Africa. Africa is a pretty strong Morocco game. Ethiopia is doing okay. Western Africa here is a mess. Kilwa, nothing super crazy in Africa. And then Asia's a little bit wild. You have Timurids went Gurkhani and actually beat the Ottomans without player help. Gujarat has like a big chunk of Western India. Ming is losing another war here. It looks like Japan has unified. We can't totally see it, but you can see from just the coastline that looks like unified Japan. And I'm not sure what's happening in Northern Asia, but without Russia, heading east to just crush all these guys, it could be interesting what happens up here. I don't know about Moldavia's color. I haven't played Moldavia in ages. Okay, so this guy's going to be 15. We could send our diplomats out to do something. We should probably get spy networks up in these guys just for a little bit of extra siege. And once we have, where's our navy? Let's get you over to Rome and pick up our last stack. I'm hoping the Alpine forts here buy us enough time to knock out Lithuania. I'm in the US, so it's 9 p.m. here. But for weekdays, this is kind of my only time to do this. So I know it's a weird time for a lot of places, but sometimes on the weekends or Fridays, I can get like a earlier stream in. Okay, so we've got our stacks are good to go here. Make sure nothing's changed. We'll do Cleansing of Heresy as our CB. We can call all our allies in. Latin Empire's not going to help us with that Liberty Desire, but I don't care. We don't need them. And then I don't care about these miners. So it's going to be knock out Lithuania ASAP and then head west for the border forts. So let's call everybody. This is actually pretty close in terms of numbers. They've got a little bit more cav, we've got more infantry, we've got more cannons. Let's do it. And I'm hoping we can get mill access here. Yes, they will. Perfect. and we're going to head straight up into Lithuania. And we'll have our fleet just hunt enemy fleets in the Med. And I think the Lithuanian capital is Vilnius over here. And that's actually a straight shot. We don't even have to siege a bunch of stuff down. Let's do this. 3, 5. And let's see if we can do another general. Yes, we can. That's a pretty good general, guys. 6 fire, 4 shock, 5 maneuver, 2 siege. Yeah, that's pretty good. We'll take him. And the poor Lithuanian Navy, guys. This is brutal. Yeah. So I'm thinking maybe Vilnius plus this fort. This may be enough. I'm not sure if I just want to white piece this and then rush west. I think I probably do. Let's see if France is doing anything. Okay, they've got a 52k stack with... We also have Aragon might buy us time here. They've got additional border forts. This is our march. We did this in the last stream. We beat Spain, and we took Sicily and integrated it, and then we released a bunch of Aragon. They're a Catholic theocracy. So, nothing too scary. Okay, they're on a Swiss fort at 0%. The other thing we could do here is go defensive edict. And I'll just do that at a time so I don't forget. If we have time, so there's a few things we could do with this Lithuania peace deal. Yeah, Bohemia is cooking. You're not kidding. And we actually beat them once. We were the ones who forced Nitra out. They're one of our allies here. Yeah, look at this. All the way up here on the Baltic, down to Hungary. They are they're in 6th, but only because they're missing one institution. When they get that, they're going to jump up to probably 4th. They have almost as much dev as we do. Why not take Malta for ourselves? We talked about it. Originally, I gave this to the Knights for their mission. They have a mission that gives them like claims in North Africa. We talked about seizing it. I didn't, and now at 100% Liberty Desire, it's a little bit too late, and I don't care. It's fine. We'll be fine without that. Although we might have to help this guy with allies. Look at this. Just in southern Anatolia alone, that is 71k rebels. So. All right, and we've got a bunch of mill. So mid-war, we could potentially go Miltech 19, way ahead of time, really expensive, and get like Gustavian infantry, which actually would make a big difference. And let's see what France is doing. Okay, they're sieging down Swiss fort still. We're good. Oh, we are Empire of God. Well, it says Kingdom of God, but government rank Empire up here at the top. So I wish it would change. Empire of God sounds even cooler, but you automatically get it with that decision. Because otherwise papacy locks you, I think, at kingdom, but then with Empire or Kingdom of God, it brings you to Empire government rank. And that's why we've got all the Italian union or whatever they call this thing. Bohemia is Catholic, but they're a monarchy. I'll show you guys the, here's the government type map mode. So the stuff in green are theocracies, and we're either allied or overlord to most of this. Blue are republics, not a lot of that left. Red are monarchies, and there is quite a bit of that left. So yeah, we still definitely have a ways to go here, depending on if I'm really doing all of Europe or if I just call it earlier. We'll do this one. Kind of depends how far I want to go in the late game, I guess. I messed this up. I still got a guy down here. So for the British Isles, So I think England is too good to pass up because they just have so many cores. Now, as far as beyond that, I'm open, although, oh wait, is Wales gone? Wales is here for another 70 years. It's too bad. Why doesn't Welsh get its own subculture? Like, shouldn't that be a thing? Shouldn't Welsh get a subculture here in the English culture group? I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But okay, so I want to do England for sure. This stuff is maybe going to drop 1646. So as far as the rest of the British Isles, we could do Scotland. We could do, okay, Man has already, I've kind of taken too long on some of these. Man has dropped. Scotland, Gaeldom is an option because that's like a primary culture up here. Okay, there is Welsh culture, so... Oh yeah, I bet you're right. Okay, I thought so. I was like, I swear I've seen Welsh is the primary culture. So I bet it was evicted to the New World. Because the AI doesn't usually, yeah, colonized. I think you guys are right. The AI doesn't do that much straight up culture conversion, but they will do the expel overseas stuff. Yeah, you guys are right. I thought so. I'm losing it here. It's funny they start with Wales when they could have done any of these. They could have done Irish, Scottish, Highlander, but whatever. Yeah, they're definitely in America. When they come to America, do they switch to American? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't matter. Yeah, expelling overseas. AI loves to do that. It might be good. I don't really do colonization stuff because I don't really like that part of the game. Okay, it's a unified Scandinavia. Sweden formed it, so it's kind of cool for them. Okay, there's Vilnius, so let's take a look here if they're close. They're not that close. Let's go take some more forts. We can just stack up here. Yeah, they might be American. Well, so I'm not sure. There's sort of two ways it could have happened. It might have been England did it before France came and took them over, or maybe France has done it since then. I'm not sure. Sure, religious map mode. Yeah, that's a good idea. So we have a reformed France, which is kind of weird. The western part of the HRE is a mix of Protestant and Reformed. Scandinavia is Protestant. Then there's actually a lot of Catholics still left. We've converted a bunch of the Balkans and Anatolia, and then Eastern Europe. Lithuania did its usual thing where I think they gave Orthodox autonomy, so they're not even trying to convert. Okay, we lost a general. And Latin Empire's getting more rebels. Does the stream look better than in any of the last ones, or similar, or do you guys know? I turned the bit rate up, and I don't know if that's anything's different as far as what you guys can see. And we're actually pretty high on mill mana here. Let's go dev something. Yeah, we'll dev Cremona. I think EU4 crashed. It does look better? Okay. About the same? Okay. I'm getting the spinning wheel, which is a bad sign with EU4. Yeah, this time it wasn't OBS. This is, I think, the second EU4 crash on stream. I'll get it launched right back here. Better when moving. Okay, that was the big thing, is whenever, like, moving and zooming in and out. Okay, I know that was a problem before. Okay, I'm hoping that improves it. OBS defaulted to a really low bit rate. It was like 2500, and my internet should be able to support much more than that. Okay, we were gonna dev Cremona here. Oh, we did a defensive edict. That's fine. Doesn't matter. And I'm going to hang on to some mana because we might do that thing mid-war. I'm not sure how much of a struggle this is going to be. France went quality, offensive, and then a bunch of non-mill stuff. We have quality, divine. So we both have 2 mill groups. Offensive is better than divine, and they have better national ideas, but they also have, you know, the AI factor. So, and we actually have some reforms giving us morale. So we have higher morale than them, which having higher morale than France isn't too bad, and we're just behind them in discipline. So honestly, that's not bad. More professionalism, more tradition. So we should be able to handle them. And we'll have to decide here how much we want to do with Lithuania. We could give some stuff back. I think they still have Livonian cores. No, they don't. I think they were forced to release it, and Livonians lost their cores. Let's see what we could force. Estonia, Kazan, we don't care about this stuff. Kiev, Muscovy. You know, it'd be funny if we did a Catholic theocracy Muscovy. I'm not opposed to that. Let them form. So I think if Muscovy forms Russia as the theocracy, is that even a valid decision? I know if they're like a republic, they get a special republic thing. What happens if Muscovy is a theocracy? Can they even form Russia? Can somebody look that up if you have a second? Because I have no idea. I don't think I've ever done a theocracy Muscovy thing. And Latin Empire is just getting hosed with rebels. We could also force like a big release Catholic Great Horde over here. They should be able to form Russia. Okay, will they keep theocracy or will they get the like Tsardom? Because if they get the Tsardom and go monarchy, I don't want to do that. Okay, Kazan gave a bunch of stuff to Lithuania. That's fine. Theocratic Russia, yeah. Theocratic Catholic Russia. It's kind of an abomination, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, they're at minus 40 war score, so at the very least we could white piece them here. Okay, so actually white piece is about all we could do. None of the core returns were really that good. We could just give some provinces here to like the Livonians. It changes to Tsardom. So then I don't want to do that. They'll get monarchy and it defeats the purpose of the whole thing. So these guys are not our subjects. The Baltic orders are just our allies. So if we give them land here, we don't get the AE penalty. They would, and they take nothing. Without us like bailing them out, they aren't doing anything. Okay, it'll change to a monarchy. Okay, so that plans out. So thanks for looking that up. I have to decide how I want to like split the land here between